Hello, 5th grade math friends. This is Chapter 2.7, Part 1, Real-World Problems, Multiplication, and Division. Hint, in this book, anytime you see the words real-world problems, it's really code for word problems. So let's get started. There are two main ideas in this lesson. The first is to use efficient strategies to solve multi-step problems. And the second is to express and interpret the product or quotient appropriately. Let's go on to the first sample problem. In our first example, we'll see that the remainder can be part of the answer. The problem reads like this. Rena has a roll of ribbon, 250 centimeters long. She cuts the ribbon into a number of pieces that measure 20 centimeters in length each. How many pieces does she cut? And what is the length of the remaining ribbon? Looking at our question, we can see that this will be a division problem. We need to find out how many times 20 centimeters fits into 250 centimeters. So let's set up that problem. We'll use long division to solve. 20 does not fit into 2, so we're not going to start with our hundreds place, but 20 does fit into 25, so we'll start with our tens place. It goes in one time. 1 times 20 is 20. Subtract that out, we have 5. Drop down our ones place. How many times will 20 go into 50? It'll go in twice. 2 times 20 is 40. Sorry, we've run out of room here. Leaving us with a remainder of 10. Using this one problem, we've actually answered both parts of the question. Rena cut 12 20-centimeter pieces, and the remaining bit of ribbon was 10 centimeters long. Now try one on your own. A bag of potatoes weighs 100 pounds. The potatoes are packed into bags weighing 15 pounds each. How many bags of potatoes are there? And how many pounds are left? Solve for both answers using a long division problem. In our next sample problem, we'll see that on occasion we have to increase the quotient when it includes the remainder. A school has 120 fifth graders who are going by bus on a field trip. Each bus holds 35 students. So what is the number of buses needed? Once again, we'll begin by setting up a division problem. We have 120 fifth graders, and we can put 35 of them on each bus. So we're going to divide 120 by 35. Let's see, 35 will go into 120, I'm going to guess 3 times. Let's try 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Subtract that away and we have 15 left. Okay, so our answer is 3 remainder 15. So do we need 3 buses? No, we actually need 4. Because if we only get 3 buses, we have poor 15 kiddos who have to stay back at school. So we're going to actually ask for 4 buses so that every student can go. So when you need to include this remainder in the final count, make sure you increase this number by 1. So even though 35 only goes into 123 times, our answer here is 4 because we have the remainder. Now try one on your own. Julie has 172 stamps. She wants to put all of them in an album. Each page of the album holds 25 stamps. How many pages of the album will Julie need to stick all of her stamps? Use a division problem to solve for the number of pages needed. Our next example will show us that some problems require 2 steps to solve. The Fairfield Elementary School library is in the shape of a rectangle. It measures 36 yards by 21 yards. The school's principal, Mr. Jefferson, wants to carpet the library floor. Find the cost of carpeting the library fully if a 1 square yard carpet tile costs $16. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of information here that we need to work with. The first is we know the length and the width of the library. That lets us find its area. Next, we know the price per square yard of the carpet. So once we know how many square yards we need to cover, we can go back and calculate how much it will cost. So the first thing we need to do is to find the area of the library. We'll find that out by taking 36 times 21. So we get 36 plus 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. Didn't quite leave myself enough room there, excuse me. And let's solve that by finding that the area of the library is 756 square yards. And we'll do that by putting yards squared here. Next, we need to find the cost of the carpeting. If the cost of a 1 square yard carpet square is $16, we'll calculate our total cost by taking 760 times $16. So let's calculate that next. 756 times 16. 6 times 6 is 36. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 3 is 33. 6 times 7 is 42 plus 3 is 45. Look at that, I didn't leave myself enough space again. Let's move that again. Put a 0 in as a placeholder, and 1 times 756 gives us 756. Let's add these guys together. 6, 9, 10, and 12. So the total cost of carpeting the floor is $12,096. Try a two-step problem on your own. Rod fills 250-gallon fuel tanks at $3 per gallon. How much money will he need to pay for filling 9 such tanks? Remember, first, you need to calculate the total amount of fuel, and then you can calculate the total cost of the fuel. In our next example, we'll see that some problems require even more than 2 steps to solve. A group of volunteers buys 32 cartons of 40 apples. The volunteers pack the apples into bags of 5 each and sell the bags for $4 each to raise funds for a charity. How much do they collect after selling all the apples? The first step we'll need to take is to figure out how many apples we have. We have 32 cartons that contain 40 each. So we'll take 32 times 40 to get 1,280. And that tells us that we have 1,280 apples total. Next, we know that our volunteers bagged these apples into bags of 5. So how many bags did they create? Let's divide 1,280 by 5 to find out. 5 goes into 12 twice, leaving us a remainder of 2. 5 goes into 28 5 times, giving us a remainder of 3. And dropping down that 0 gives us 30. So 256 bags of apples, okay? So we have 256 bags. To calculate how much money we made, we now take that 256 bags times $4, because we sold each bag of apples for $4. So 256 times 4 gives us an answer of 1,024. So our volunteers made $1,024 selling their bags of apples at $4 a piece. Now let's try one of these multi-step problems on your own. Mrs. Hernandez buys a car and pays for it in equal payments of $478. After 45 payments, she still owes $3,090. How much would each payment be if she pays for the car in 60 equal installments? You need to calculate 3 things here. First, what has she already paid for the car? Second, what was the total cost of the car to begin with? And finally, you'll need to calculate the price of each payment if she pays 60 payments for the full price of the vehicle. Good luck and have fun. In our final example for today, we'll learn to read a table to find the information we need to solve a problem. This table shows the wages of workers at a plumbing company. Mrs. Jensen works Tuesday through Sunday. So how much is she paid per week? Our first step is to figure out how many weekdays versus weekends Mrs. Jensen works. So if she works Tuesday through Saturday, she works 4 weekdays: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So she works 4 days for which she's paid $170. She also works Saturday and Sunday, so she works 2 weekend days for which she's paid $315 per day. Now, to calculate her wages, we simply complete these multiplication problems and add the two results together. 4 times 170 gives us a product of $680. And 2 times $315 gives us a product of $630. So Mrs. Jensen's weekly paycheck is valued at $1,310. Try this one last guided practice problem on your own. This table shows the charges at a parking garage. Mr. Lee parked his car here from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on one day. How much did he pay? First of all, you need to calculate the total number of hours that Mr. Lee was parked. Then you'll need to figure out for how many hours he paid the first hour rate, how long he paid the second hour rate, and for how many hours he paid the after the second hour rate. From there, you can calculate his total cost. Thanks for your hard work today, and I'll see you in class tomorrow to try some more word problems together.